All right. We're here at episode 22 of Wednesday Night Asylum, and we have got a lot to talk about tonight. First off, what about those Carolina Hurricanes, guys? They won. They're the champs. They beat Vegas. Yeah. So that, you know what that means? Since the Carolina Hurricanes won and they beat Vegas and they become the champs, I can go back to focus on wrestling again. There we go. My Wednesday nights won't be interrupted with Stanley Cup playoffs. Won't be interrupted with Stanley Cup finals. It won't be interrupted with anything NHL for a while, about a year or so. And I can go back to focus on wrestling again, guys. All right. So y'all should be happy about that. Y'all should be happy that my Carolina Hurricanes whipped Vegas's ass in the last game, giving them a shutout, and become the Stanley Cup champions of 2026, holding that big ass trophy up over their head. And yeah, they're the champs. They're the champs. You can't take it away from them. Two-time champions. All right. Now that's out of my system. Woosah. All right. I'm calm now. I want to talk to you about last night. And I'm going to try to be as short as possible, because if I talk about the entirety of 2022 to 2026 about this company, I will be here all night long. But I was the man. I was the journalist. I was the broadcast journalist. I was the commentator for a little independent company known as Wrestling for a Cause Chattanooga. A little independent company known as Wrestling for a Cause Chattanooga gave me a chance. All right? They gave me a chance. They gave me a chance to be their journalist. They gave me a chance to be their broadcaster. They gave me a chance to be their co-host on their TV show. And honest to God, there is no other company out there who has or is willing to give me a chance like that again. And first off, thank you, Sir William. I don't know if you're watching this or not, but thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the chance you gave me. I know it's hard to deal with at times, and I'm saying this openly and honestly across my podcast. I know it's hard to deal with at times. I know I was the Joker to your Batman a lot of times, and I know we had our ups and downs, man. We had our ups and downs, and thankfully we're both grown ass men, and we can just hug it out and be done with it. And as far as the argument stuff, we're still friends. And but I want to thank you for giving me that chance. I want to thank you for giving me that chance, because nobody else would give me that chance. I mean, it was part of it was used in character building that I injured out of becoming a wrestler myself, and I with head injuries from wrestling and from head injuries from a wreck, and I was a week or two away from my first match, and that was used kind of like as a topic. It was like a topic as my character, man. And the thing is, this is the truth. It's the truth. You cannot and will not get anything that sounds more real than the truth. I mean, honestly, people might not believe it looking at me today. I mean, but I didn't always have that beer belly, man, and I don't even drink beer. I don't drink alcohol. But I didn't always have a gut on me. I was in shape at one point in time. At one point in time, I could have actually been a luchador. And I say this because I could stand on the pool deck, flat-footed, no diving board, just on the deck, jump up in the air, flip, land up with my feet down in the water. So at one time, if I stuck with it, I might could have been a luchador. Who knows? Who knows, honestly. But I did train to be a wrestler. I was a couple weeks away from my first match against my trainer. Don't ask me who he was at this time, because I cannot remember his name to save his life, or save my life, or save his life either. And all I know is his wife's name was Tammy, and she worked with me at Applebee's, and she worked with me at Movie Gallery. And when I was at Movie Gallery, we were talking about wrestling one day, and she says, "My husband wrestles. I can get him to train you." And it's like, I don't know, man. It's like one of those situations where they say, be careful who you get to train you, right? They say, make sure they got, experience and all this kind of stuff, and be sure you select the best trainer. And honestly, it could have stopped way before it stopped. And when I got hurt and I didn't select the best trainer, or I couldn't do it. I don't know. Either way. And I got hurt about a week and a half, less than a week, somewhere around there. I got in a near fatal car wreck, had 4 blood clots in my brain. I was a day away from brain surgery. No joke. I was a day away from brain surgery, and the neurosurgeon said, I would like to do one more MRI or whatever. I think it's called an MRI. One more x-ray, of your brain, of your head, just to see where we're at. Just see where we're at. So the day before surgery, I went to his office. I had another scan done. And the results of that other scan was my spinal fluid washed out the clots. And there's nothing more miracle, so there's nothing more of a miracle than that. I mean, a day away from brain surgery, a day away from having my head cut open. You know how bad that scared me? I mean, I've had my foot cut open. I've had different procedures done. But to be 18 years old and be having your head cut open, no, that didn't sound good to me. No. And, yeah. So my wrestling career was supposed to be over with. My story was never supposed to be finished. My story was never supposed to get to the point it is right now where I'm talking to you. And then I was 18, so I don't know. Early 2000s, late 90s maybe. I don't know when I was 18. Shit, I'm 42 now. But honestly, so I was 18. I go to age 38. Wind up go find this little company called Wrestling for a Cause. Wanting to go to the hospital with them because I thought they went to the hospital, met these kids, and I thought I could go to the hospital dressed up and meet these kids and make some kids happy, be some kids Hulk Hogan, be some kids Vision. And I contacted them on a little thing called Instagram. They said that they'd get back with me when they could and cook my information. And that was in 2021. Early 2022, they bring me in for their show, Wednesday Night Fahrenheit, and introduced me to the world as Unknown the Alien Assassin, which Unknown the Alien Assassin, of course, is my superhero. And I mean, in the Simply Process universe. And it would never have been a Unknown the Alien Assassin miniseries if William didn't suggest I write a book about Unknown the Alien Assassin. So thank you, William, on that, for pocketing my money, putting money in my pocket. But 2022, I start going on Wednesday Night Fahrenheit. I took a little ways to get me in, but they brought me in. They're nice enough to bring me in. They're nice enough to give me the red carpet treatment. And I've stuck by them ever since. Through thick and thin. I mean, I've been a jerk at times. I've been an angel at times. But what family doesn't have arguments, y'all? What family doesn't have arguments? And I stuck by them so much that I showed up at their show last night. They allowed me the red carpet to continue on my red carpet journey. Because I don't think my story's finished. But to continue my red carpet journey, bringing the Unknown Asylum podcast to Summer Slam Down 2026. All right, Summer Slam Down 2026. And I interviewed the likes of Zicky Dice. I interviewed the likes of Johnny Swinger, the Nature Boy Paul Lee, this independent wrestler name. What was the name? I can't think of his name. Look at my stuff, man. You'll see it. You'll see it all. And I live streamed the whole show on my YouTube channel. You can catch that too. But this is what I want to apologize about. I want to apologize for the fact that I must have muted it by accident. Okay? So the first part of the show has no sound. but the second part of the show has sound after the intermission, and I am sorry about that. I'll work on that in the future. And but that show, man, that show. I mean, there wasn't 1,000 people there. All right, you know what I'm saying. There wasn't 1,500 people there, and I mean, but that show was so awesome that if you weren't there, you should have been there. I mean, honestly, that place should have been standing room only. Especially since 100% of the proceeds goes to the Erlanger Children's Hospital in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And they had some great matches, man. Like the Nature Boy Paulie put on what was it, the Children's Miracle Network Championship or something like that. I mean, what's a better champion than that? I mean, championship than that, honestly. What's a better championship than the Children's Miracle Network Championship? And they had a 4-way match, and then they had like all sorts of stuff, man. One thing that I will say I want to address is Josh Turner, the savior from The Walking Dead. The heart. Let me repeat that. The heart of Wrestling for a Cause, Josh Turner, the savior from The Walking Dead. He is a friend of mine. I mean, we used to pal together during those Farley Con circuits. When Farley Con was just a little con at the library in East Ridge before it moved to Camp Jordan Arena. And so I knew him from there. And got to know him more in wrestling, and I've had him mad at me too, man. And if you watch the video, you see me sincerely apologizing to him. And but he is the heart of Wrestling for a Cause Chattanooga. He is the heart of Wrestling for a Cause Chattanooga, like Ray Stantz is the heart of the Ghostbusters. And I say that because the man himself has undergone at least 2 brain surgeries that I know of. You see what I'm doing, combining these stories. At least 2 brain surgeries that I know of. And he has had major health problems a year ago. And then to come back and be in that ring last night and win the Wrestling for a Cause World Championship in a triple threat match against the former champion, Zicky Dice. Zicky Dice. And you know him from Ring of Honor. He was the Wrestling for a Cause champion for years. And he hated me and I hated him. And he hated that question I asked him last night too. He hated being asked, what was it like to be, has it hurt your, what I said was, has it hurt your career for Jordan Grace to have beat you in 50 seconds? He said no comment or no more questions or whatever he said and walked off camera and walked away from me. The man's scared of me. I'm telling you right now, the man's scared of me. He's scared of my questions, and so be it. That's it. But it was Josh Turner, the Simply Amazing Alex Summers, and Zicky Dice for the championship, triple threat, no holds barred, anything goes. And Josh came out on top. And that speech that Josh says after the match is amazing. And I'm happy that the second half of that show, the sound worked. I don't know if I muted it or what during the first half, but I am sorry again. I'll say that again once more. And because what Josh said after that show, man, was tear jerking. I mean, I felt my eyes watering under my mask, man. It's like if I start crying, I'm not taking this mask off. But Wrestling for a Cause is where it's at. Wrestling for a Cause is where it's at, and I got a lot to talk about tonight. So I'm going to move from independent wrestling to professional wrestling. Let's talk about some stuff, y'all. Let me see where I want to start at. Let's start at this. What's today's date? Today is June 17th, 2026. Well, on June 23rd, 1996, Steve Austin was crowned the King of the Ring. Steve Austin was crowned the King of the Ring. Beat the hell out of Jake the Snake Roberts. And that famous quote, Austin 316 just whooped your ass, was born. That was then. Well, when we were sitting there, we were watching that pay-per-view then. I mean, we thought nothing could be better. Nothing could top this. Just give it 3 weeks. Just give it 3 weeks. Because on July 7th, 1996, the NWO was born, the hottest faction in wrestling. Right? That's my faction, man. That's my faction in wrestling. I love it. And if you say the UWO, the Unknown World Order, stole from the NWO, no, we just made it better. During our run, we just made it better. And UWO's still around, though. I need to get some new members after Mike Clay decided to drop me last night. That's on camera, too, in the videos. He decided he was tired of this unknown stuff. All right, that's fine. You go be an unknown by yourself. All right, anyway. But 3 weeks, that's 3 weeks apart. You know, in 1996, on July 8th, we weren't thinking this was 3 weeks apart. 3 weeks ago, Austin just became the king of the ring. Came up with the hottest selling item T-shirt there is, and that's just a fun fact for you, ladies and gentlemen. Fun fact. I mean, honest to God, that's a fun fact for you. I mean, speaking of King of the Ring, does Jey Uso deserve to become King of the Ring? Does Jey Uso deserve to become King of the Ring and face Cody Rhodes for the championship and possibly win it and bring 2 championships to the Bloodline? You know, we can talk about the Bloodline if you want. I mean, but I'm not really a Bloodline fan, man. I'm really not. Look, the Bloodline's cool, all right? But the Bloodline's no NWO. I'm NWO for life. I'm DX forever. And I'm just, I've never really attached myself to the Bloodline much, but watching it reform and I can't remember what he called it, but when Roman gave God, man, I'm fumbling up like crazy tonight. Oh God. Can't think of his name. How bad is that? He just fought the man in a ruler of the Bloodline match or whatever, and I'll think of it in a minute. But Roman gave dude the lay and brought him in, and now he wants to bring Sikoa in, and so as the Bloodline rebuilds, I'm just going to start this over. As the Bloodline rebuilds, do they deserve 2 world championships under the roof? And if they did, would Roman want that other title too? I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't know where this Bloodline thing's going. I really don't. I don't know where this Bloodline thing's going at all. Does Jey Uso deserve to become King of the Ring? I don't know. That's hard to say. I think it'd be cool if he was King of the Ring, but I don't think it'd be cool if Bloodline starts racking up all the titles. I really don't. Samoan Werewolf, that's what I was trying to think of earlier. But I really don't think it'd be cool if the Bloodline started hacking up all the titles. I mean, and I just don't. But would a Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes match be good? I think that would be a good match. That would be a good match. Okay. Well, I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on to all the people sending in their notices wanting their release from TNA and got it. Tommy Dreamer's one. Tommy Dreamer's who we hear on the Busted Open podcast, and he's one person that got his release from TNA. Steve Macklin's 2. Tessa Blanchard's 3. Regardless what you think of her, she's a good athlete. Regardless what you think of Tessa Blanchard, she's a good athlete, and I would like my dream match would be either her against Rhea Ripley or her against Charlotte Flair, or maybe a triple threat with the 3. But they got it, man. They got their releases. And I met Tommy Dreamer. I was a kid, man. I was a kid. ECW was at the Trade Center here in town, and him and Francine was at the merch table signing autographs and stuff. And I remember I jumped the line by accident, and ECW security was getting ready to get onto me for it. And I'm like, I'm sorry. You know, I apologize right away. Realized what I did. And Tommy threw up his hand like that just to call him off. And I appreciate Tommy for it. I don't know if I ever get able, if I'm ever going to be able to tell Tommy the story or not, or thank him for it, or anything like that. But I do appreciate Tommy doing that. Steve Macklin's another one that's got his release from the ring, and the question is, how soon is it going to be before he's in AEW, or before he's in Ring of Honor with Deonna Purrazzo, his wife? I mean, honestly, really, how long is it going to be, man? I mean, I saw he's accepting bookings independently. You know, it's just like, but it's how long will it be? I mean, it's, you know, it's happening. You know, it's going to happen. You know, there's talks behind the scenes that are going on, and these independent bookings are only going to be so far, and then he's going to be in a Ring of Honor or something, show up at a pay-per-view, maybe Forbidden Door. I mean, who knows? And I don't know. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. I just don't know what to think about it. I just don't think. I mean, you got a company, you got your streaming service, you got your TV service to pick you up, a big TV channel to pick you up, and now you have a lot. Now you have a cluster of people. It seems like every day getting their release from your company, and it's just like, what are you going to do? I mean, how are you going to replenish your staff when there's like more and more asking to be let out? I mean, it just makes no sense to me. It really doesn't make no sense at all. Let's talk about tonight's women's match on AEW. That was a wild match. And of course, Mercedes Moné won that match, and I hate her song. I hate her song more than I hate the American Male song. American males, blah, 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 blah. CEO. I mean, it just gets inside your head, man. You can't get it out. But Mercedes Moné went a back and forth match to win the semifinals of the Owen Hart tournament for the women, and so I'm hoping Athena faces her. Honestly, I'm hoping Athena faces her. That would be so great for Athena to face her, and then one of them move on to facing Tekla, of course. I mean, how great is Tekla? I mean, honestly, how great is Tekla on the mic, her look, everything? How great is Tekla? And I know she doesn't know who I am or doesn't give a damn about who I am or anything like that, but I'm a fan. All right, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Tekla's. All right, she's got me. She's the type of girl I'd have a relationship with, most likely. A toxic spider. That's the type of girl that I'd go for, a toxic spider. Not her, not Tekla. I mean, because I know that's never going to happen. But I'm just saying, if there's another toxic spider out there, I'm your type of guy. I mean, honestly. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, just nuts. Just nuts. Absolutely, positively nuts. But Tekla against Mercedes Moné, that'd be an awesome match. Tekla against Athena, that'd be an awesome match. A triple threat would be even better. And we'll see what happens, I guess. I mean, Saturday night on Collision's the final semifinal match for the women. You know, Athena's match. And I'd like to see her win. I really would like to see Athena win. That's my choice. What about Tommaso Ciampa, though? Tommaso Ciampa calling out Chris Jericho, man. Just completely calling him out, dogging him, telling him to bring the serious side, the scary side, or whatever. Tommaso's a beast on the mic, too, though. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. Since Tommaso Ciampa has joined AEW, he has been a beast on the mic. And complete fire, complete heat. And Jericho, he was hot tonight, too. He's a beast on the mic, too. He says, let's just go face to face at Collision. And I'm enjoying that rivalry. I really am. I'm enjoying it a lot. I mean, Speaking of face to face, what about Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay tonight, man? What about Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay tonight? I mean, that was wild. I mean, especially when Swerve wound up with a chain. I mean, he wound up with a steel chain, and then the Death Riders come out and just say, "No, guys, we're not doing this. If you start that, we're coming in." And it's just like, no, that's not what happened. And they escaped, they backpedaled out of the ring, and makes me wonder if Will Ospreay's ever going to be full blown Death Rider. I mean, really, 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 really makes me wonder that if he'll ever be a full blown Death Rider. Makes me wonder if Will Ospreay wins the match, becomes the Owen Hart champion, goes on for the championship, and what if the Death Riders? What if John Moxley's costing the match, costing the championship? I could see that happening. I could see Moxley costing Will Ospreay the championship, and there's no other way around that. I mean, I could just see it. I see it plain as day, and I don't know. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. I mean, let's talk about some serious stuff. No, wait, hold on. Let's talk about one more thing. AEW. Then I'm gonna get to some serious business. MJF chose his team. He teamed up with the Don Callis family to form the ultimate heel team that I've seen in a long time. Of course, Mark Briscoe's team consists of Darby Allin, Conteshka, and the collaboration, which is Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. That should be a good War Games type match, I would say. That should be a wild War Games type match. Anything can happen in that. And that's wild. That's wild. That's a good Forbidden Door main event right there. But now I want to get to some serious business. Let's talk about the ladies. First, I don't know if the person watching this is the type of person who goes to the airports or goes to hotels that they know wrestlers are staying at, or celebrities or athletes, anything across the board. I don't know if you're the type of person, if anybody out there is the type of person they find out when the flight's coming in from such a place, they go to the airport, they go by baggage claim, and start hitting people up for autographs. I've heard of people like that. I'm not like that. I'm not like that at all. And but I've heard of people like that. And I'm pretty sure I got a signed Chris Statlander card from a person like that because I bought it. I bought it, but I'm pretty sure I bought it from a person like that because I brought the card to Battlegrounds and they said they never seen a card like this before, a card signed like this before. It's a typical signed card from a deck. Okay. So that means she had to sign it herself. But anyway, fans are weird, man. Fans are weird. Like Rhea Ripley's got her telephone number stolen or bought something. Rhea Ripley got her telephone number bought or got in a fan's hands in some way. I mean, the only thing I could think of, the damn thing was bought off the internet, off the dark web or something. And Rhea's the type of person who will take pictures with fans over signing autographs because she doesn't want her autographs sold. She doesn't want people to make money off of her, which I can understand that. Unless it's a kid or something. If it's a grown man, I can understand that. Grown man asking for an autograph compared to a kid, yeah. I understand that. So, yeah, Rhea Ripley's the type of person who is scared, who's quoted recently, it scares her when people walk up to her, and she's scared that, and she doesn't like signing autographs. She'd rather just take a picture with somebody. And, but apparently her cell phone number got stolen. Bought. I just say it's bought. That's what I don't think it's stole more. I think it's bought more so than stole. And let me get past this bought stole words and say the person got her cell phone number, text her from apparently her house or outside her gate or something. I don't know. But text her to meet him because he couldn't get SmackDown tickets of all things. couldn't get SmackDown tickets. I'm going to go to, I don't know, some wrestler, celebrity, athlete's house with their phone numbers, be outside and do that. I can't get tickets to whatever. That's crazy, man. It's scary as hell. I mean, I couldn't imagine that. I really couldn't, honestly. Honest to God. Then, similar situation, Liv Morgan's stalker got found not guilty due to reasons of insanity. Okay? So this nut gets found not guilty by the judge. So the judge obviously wasn't a wrestling fan. All right? So mark that against the person. Mark that against the judge. Finds the guy not guilty of reason of insanity because of whatever, man. The guy came down from Canada or something, came to her condo or her house or whatever, and stalked her, and it's just like, I can't get over this, man. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I mean, I really don't. Why do people want to stalk somebody? Why do people want to stalk these people? I mean, if you just stick to wrestling, and, the wrestling superstars, they don't want anything to do with us fans. They don't want anything romantic to do with us fans. They don't want to be friends with us fans. I mean, I brought Jordan Grace to FarleyCon in 2021. Do you think me and her are buddies on the phone? No, we're not. I mean, I'm just saying. Or do I want to be? No, I don't. I mean, is this something that I want? Is this something that I crave? Do I want to go to her house and hang out with her and, what's his name? I can't even think of her husband's name right now. But, her and her husband? No. I mean, it's just stupid, man. Like that guy that stalked Sonya Deville, hung out on her daggum porch for a few hours and cut the screen and went in. The alarm went off. And her and Mandy Rose ran off and called the cops and luckily arrested him. And he went to jail. And he didn't get none of this not guilty by reason of insanity BS. I just don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all. And I can understand why these female wrestlers are scared when a man walks up to them by themselves, maybe, or even with a child. I mean, I can understand that. They don't know what any of us is going to do. I mean, people see what they want to see. And it's just like, they see this wrestler on TV. I see their character. But they don't know what they are outside of their character. You know what? People might not like Hulk Hogan, but I'm going to quote Hulk Hogan right now. He was at that Gawker trial. All right? He said there's Hulk Hogan, the character, and there's Terry Bollea, the person. That's the quote. And just like there's Rhea Ripley, the character, there's a real name, the person. There's Liv Morgan, anybody. I mean, go for male wrestlers too. I mean, it's just like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't approve of it. And I'm going to put an exclamation point on that. Now, let me just say one thing about Rhea Ripley. And this might be weird on me, but I noticed Vans just kicked in and gave her own custom Vans. I understand she asked for it and got a no sell out of it. Vans didn't sell that at all, and she eventually got her own custom Vans. I just think about this. You can have a foot fetish, you can not have a foot fetish, I don't care. But what if she sold those Vans and signed them? That's the only pair of Vans in the world. They're personalized to Rhea Ripley. They're worn by Rhea Ripley's feet. And they're signed by Rhea Ripley. All I'm saying, and I mean nothing sexual by it. All right, I really don't. All I'm saying is that could be worth a lot of money. Just a thought. I mean, like, maybe not as much as Elvis's shoes. Is like I heard on Elvis radio that he wore his shoes without socks, and they, of course, got smelling bad. And his band members would take those shoes and throw them out the window. Now, anybody that found a pair of those shoes and still had a pair of those shoes today, and they could DNA test it back to Elvis, I mean, that would probably be worth more money than Rhea Ripley's Vans. But I'm just saying, just something odd for the week. Now, for the main event, let's talk about UFC 250, UFC White House. Now, I haven't watched the event yet. Guilty as charged. I was watching the Stanley Cup Finals that night, and I still haven't tuned in to watch it, but I will watch it. But what I saw on Fox News the other day, on my YouTube, on my Facebook wall, about this terror attack foiled by the FBI. God almighty, I'm telling you what, that could have been bad. That could have been bad. They were going to send in drones to run people out. Send in military drones to run people out or something. And then when people ran out, they were going to have like snipers there to take them down. It's just like, now they're arresting people left and right. They got the ringleader today, and it's just crazy, man. What the hell, man? What is this world coming to? I mean, we got people wanting to do terrorist attacks at Ultimate Fighting Championship games. We got people stalking wrestlers. We got, people being found not guilty when they're clearly guilty by reason of insanity. You know how hard it is to get off for the reason of insanity? Honest to God, you know how hard it is to go in front of a judge and plead not guilty by reason of insanity and get off? I mean, look at all these murder cases, people pleading different things by insanity or this and that, and they don't get off. But the one person stalking Liv Morgan gets off. Now I'm fired up, so I'm gonna end this podcast here tonight, and I'm gonna say good night, y'all. Supporting independent wrestling. Support independent wrestling. Support independent wrestling programs, super promotions like Wrestling for a Cause, good causes, good wrestling. You never know who you're going to see. And regardless if Mike Clay's behind me or not, or anybody else is behind me or not, UWO is still alive, y'all. You're UWO forever. And you know what? My fans are the UWO. All right? Let's end it there. All of my fans, you are now nominated Unknown World Order members. And it's about the unknown brand. All right? It's about being the UWO, living by the unknown brand. Thank you for watching this week. Be sure to check in next week, next Wednesday night after Dynamite. I'll be back. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Because I got some wild stuff on this little YouTube station of mine, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of what it's turned into in a year's time. Thank you, and good night.